You may know the story of the American Revolution, but you've never seen it told quite like this. America the Motion Picture is an animated comedy that pokes fun at American history and culture, taking audiences all the way back to a time when the United States were still a part of the British Empire, and George Washington led a group of freedom-hungry revolutionaries to victory against the English king. So far, that should sound familiar. But in this version of history, instead of being a cherry tree chopping Boy Scout, George Washington is a chainsaw-wielding badass who just wants to put the traitor Benedict Arnold and his boss King James in their place. Oh, and to secure the independence of a nation, of course. That's just the beginning. In America the Motion Picture, Washington joins forces with the beer-guzzling Sam Adams and other wily patriots, including the famous inventor Thomas Edison, Geronimo, and Blacksmith, for a wild, profanity-filled, and gleefully inaccurate celebration of America's founding. Between the pop culture references and the action-packed reimagining of the first 4th of July celebration, America the Motion Picture isn't exactly the kind of flick you'd want to study for your next big trivia night, but it is a rip-roaring good time for history and movie buffs alike. Here's what else you should know about America the Motion Picture before the revolution arrives on Wednesday, June 30th. America the Motion Picture is directed by Matt Thompson, who's one of the best in the business at combining action and comedy in animation, as evidenced by his work on hit shows like Sealab 2021 and Archer.
Oh yeah? You want some of this? Ow! I think I might, actually.
The script comes from screenwriter Dave Callaham, who has written some of the biggest action spectacles of the past few years, including Zombieland Double Tap, Wonder Woman 1984, and Mortal Kombat. Also on board are mega producers Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, whose credits include the Lego Movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and the heartwarming action-packed comedy The Mitchells vs. the Machines.
Who here likes fun?
Hey, I like fun.
Trust me, bud, you do not like fun.
No, I really do like it. Everyone says that about me.
You lucky human!
The voice cast of America the Motion Picture is also filled with incredible talent, including Channing Tatum as an R-rated version of the man himself, George Washington. Jason Mantzoukas lends his voice as the brew-happy frat bro Sam Adams, and Olivia Munn plays the science-loving inventor Thomas Edison. You'll also recognize the voice talents of Bobby Moynihan as Paul Revere, Raul Max Trujillo as the Apache leader Geronimo, and Killer Mike as the unconquerable Blacksmith.
Damn, fuck my life.
Finally, Judy Greer appears as future First Lady Martha Dandridge, with Simon Pegg providing his comedic talents as the voice of King James.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Yeah, boy!
Despite the familiar names, however, these aren't the same characters you read about in history class. America the Motion Picture radically overhauls the Founding Fathers' personalities before sending them on a bizarre and hilarious new adventure. Chances are you didn't see a bunch of neon-clad partiers twerking in front of a bonfire in your civics textbook, but you'll get all that and more in America the Motion Picture. This movie isn't made to help you ace your AP history exam. It's a tongue-in-cheek rendition of America's origin story that's meant to turn everything you know about the Founding Fathers on its head.
So you want me, a black dude, to play lookout for you while you break the law?
Sure, all these famous figures still take the revolution to the battlefield, but this time around, the soon-to-be president has a pair of gnarly chainsaws on his arms. Don't worry about memorizing dates or lists of names either. This is a mashed-up timeline where Washington hangs out with Abraham Lincoln and shreds on the electric guitar. In fact, the beauty of America the Motion Picture is that even though it takes some major liberties with the facts, it injects the story with a lot of hilarious and often uncomfortable observations about both the history and modern-day reality of living in the United States. It's outrageously funny, sure, but like any good satire, America the Motion Picture also has something to say, and it does it with a lot of four-letter words.
Let's go start a fucking revolution.
Get your popcorn ready. America the Motion Picture delivers an all-new history lesson on June 30th. Thanks for watching. Click the links in our video to watch more from Netflix Film Club. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.